Good day, everyone. This week is the Ides of March, and that actually refers to the assassination of Julius Caesar, which I believe was March 15th, 77 BC. And I've prepared this special deep dive, and I asked Spirit, what would Spirit like to tell us about the upcoming Ides of March? Is there something we need to know? Wow, my goodness. The first card is the Four of Stars. And this came up on the leap year. Actually, this came up on the reading on the Vatican the other day, which is that this is referring to the meeting of the cardinals at the Vatican regarding the situation that the Vatican is now testing positive. And this is the Judgment card, which corresponds to the number 20. This is a major arcana card. 20 is our year, so this Ides of March this week is something regarding a judgment. The Five of Stars. In this deck, the suit of stars is the actual church, the Catholic Church, and the people in the church. 5 is a number of obstacle. So there is an obstacle happening within the leaders, the leading class. And this shows actually a member of the Catholic Church, most likely from the Vatican, and a cardinal who is coming as an envoy. All right, so he's most likely bearing news. Now, the most significant card in this reading is going to be this card, this internal card, which is the Ace of Stars, which is the truth. All right, we can see lines up with the Judgment. Next, we have the Emperor. The Emperor is largely seen as the high ruler of the world currently. We would consider this to be Putin. The center of this reading, from which all these other messages emanate, is the Ace of Stars, which corresponds to the Ace of Swords, which is the truth, the absolute truth, reality. And once again, we see the obstruction in the class of Suns, which is the ruling class. This is the Five of Wands. This speaks of manipulation of the ruler. You see how there's a evangelical who is essentially manipulating the head of a sheep. Now, in the church, the sheep are the flock of Jesus, the followers. But as you can see, this sheep, he has a little fake head on him. So this is the card of being manipulated. So what this is essentially saying is that the guy who thinks he's in charge isn't really in charge. And that would point to the relationship that Donald Trump has with Emperor Russia. When we're talking the Ides of March, and what would Spirit like us to know? This is the Ace of Sons. This is the yes card to the monarchical class, but what it says is it's burning. As you can see, the sun is on fire. So we're talking about, essentially, it looks as though the ruler, the president, is infected, and it's a yes. Yes. Yes, the presidents of the world and the ruling class, they are currently infected. The apprentice is speaking of a novice energy. It's a beginner, someone who lacks wisdom and experience. So right now, everyone is in the apprentice position. And last, and extremely not least, is the Three of Swords. This is the card of surrender, of betrayal, disappointment. In this deck, the Three of Stars is actually the crucifixion. These arrows are the reminders of the mountain, I believe it was called Golgotha, and these are the three criminals who were crucified along with Jesus in the middle, because he was essentially treated as a criminal. So this is the crucifixion. All right, so I love this everyday tarot deck because we're going to just rip it right on down here to give this some simplification. The devil. The devil is Satan. It would just straight up be. All right. And here, the Wheel of Fortune. So we can see that this row here is speaking of Satan attending the meeting at the Vatican with the cardinals who are involving Putin regarding the infection of the presidents. Because let's face it, the Wheel of Fortune says nobody really knows who's infected until they're tested, and we don't know who's reporting. Now, I'm talking about the Ides of March. What does Spirit want us to know about this week? The Ides of March. The Knight of Swords is coming swiftly with intelligence. The Judgment is coming swiftly. These are all yes cards. The Ace of Swords and the Sun correspond, and this is actually a good thing because now we see for the first time in this reading that there's some positive energy moving forward here. You can see that the intelligence agency, okay, is illuminating this situation. This is a yes, illuminating, even though we don't have information, we're shy on, dealing with this, but we're going to finally come out with the truth. Now, we don't know if the truth is going to be sent to the people or where the truth message is going to go, but it's going to end up with the Queen of Cups. This is a Kuan Yin energy. This is the healers and the women and the physicians. And it's going to come quickly. All right? So, once again, this is going to come quickly, this news, this truth to reality, and then wham! Once again, we're going to be sent obstacles by the believers in the church who are thinking they're in charge, but they're living under a manipulation, They're still manipulating the truth, all right? But there's no doubt about it that the Queen of Cups is the physician, so we're going to be having some solutions and treatments. Now we ask Spirit for our final message today. For the Ides of March, what would Spirit like us to know? What would Spirit like us to know? She wants us to know the End card, 53, the Magician, the Magic Mirror. I'll be reading here from the book as we finish our March, Ides of March. Knowing and using your true power represents the culmination of personal and spiritual power at this time. Magic and the flame of passion and action in its right is the vortex of water and the light of reflection. This is a highly beneficial card telling us that we are magicians, and the magic we grasp is within the amazing forces of the earth and spirit, the water energy of yin. I mentioned that this is the Kuan Yin card. This signifies that we have our true power. The true power of life curses within us, and to reclaim our power and embrace our intentions into our hearts and our daily lives. Namaste, everyone. This is very encouraging. This is not a warning. This is just a look into the most wonderful thing, that the truth, as we know in the end, is always revealed. Thank you so much for all your wonderful support, subscribers. Thank you.